Hey, I'm Teddy on the spot, and Merry Christmas. What's that you say? It's July? Well, how about Christmas in July? No? Shut up! I wanted to talk about Violent Night, and I didn't want to wait until December to do it, so we're talking about it now. Let's go. Now, from looking at some of the promotional material, you'd be forgiven for thinking that Violent Night is another Santa Claus serial killer movie, when in reality, the best way I can describe the movie is like this. Imagine Die Hard. Now imagine someone watched Die Hard and 30 years later decided to make a similar movie, except replace John McClane with Santa Claus, replace Nakatomi with some rich person's mansion, and make it really ridiculous and fun. If that's not a good enough description, then I'll go into a bit more depth. The story of Violent Night follows Santa Claus, played by David Harbour, as he's beginning to feel like Christmas doesn't matter anymore and is considering quitting altogether. Meanwhile, a girl named Trudy Lightstone, played by Leah Brady, is celebrating Christmas at her grandmother's private mansion when the entire place is taken over by a man calling himself Mr. Scrooge, played by John Leguizamo, and a group of highly trained soldiers. Only problem for them is that Santa just so happens to be in the house, and after his reindeer turn tail and leave him behind, he makes it his holiday mission to kill every last naughty adult and save Trudy and her family. On paper, this story sounds like a joke, but played just right, it could easily be an amazing time, and I'm so happy to say that it is played perfectly. Violent Night is a movie that wears its influences on its sleeves, but makes it more than just its own thing and is also entertaining as hell to boot. Taking extreme influences from other Christmas classics such as Die Hard and Home Alone, even referencing both at certain points, Violent Night knows just how to take the story elements of both franchises and mix them both perfectly with an ass-kicking Santa Claus with original elements all of its own to essentially make the perfect homage to Christmas classics of times past. Speaking of Santa, David Harbour is absolutely perfect in this role. I've never seen Stranger Things, so I never got to see him in that show, but here his role as Saint Nicholas is absolutely incredible. He plays him so straight-faced, and characters reacting to him trying to tell the truth that he's actually Santa makes for some funny and enjoyable moments. John Leguizamo as Mr. Scrooge is a perfect companion to go along with David Harbour, and his hammy attitude throughout the movie makes him one of those villains that you can't help but love to hate. One of the real standout actors, however, is Leah Brady as Trudy, who in my opinion meshes so well with Harbour as Santa Claus, pretty much acting as a way of giving him his Christmas spirit back by believing in him. It's a really emotional and heartwarming experience seeing their conversations through this walkie-talkie, again paying homage to Die Hard, and by the end of it all, you get the sense that they both really helped each other out. Now, given the movie is called Violent Night, you'd expect some violence, and thankfully it's here in abundance. The action sequences are damn near perfect, nailing the goofy tone of Santa mowing through these people with extreme levels of blood all over the place. One of the first fight scenes in the movie takes place in a basement with Donde Está Santa Claus playing in the background, and I'm not kidding when I say this one scene sold me on the rest of the entire movie. It's hilarious, but all in the right ways, and perfectly sets the tone for the entire story. There's one scene near the end of the movie that I can best describe as Home Alone with realistic injuries, and it's really something special to behold. Some of the guys who worked on John Wick worked on this movie, and it absolutely shows because every fight scene in this movie slaps hardcore. I don't want to outright spoil the story, even though there isn't much to spoil, but there is a reason as to how Santa is able to kick ass, so let me just say that it's simple, but effective. Now, in all honesty, I don't have too many outright complaints with Violent Night, but I can say that if you're not a fan of goofy action movies or Christmas movies, then this isn't a movie I can recommend to you. For everyone else, this is a film I can't recommend enough. Look, I honestly sat here for an hour trying to think about things that I outright hated about this film, and I really couldn't. For what this movie is trying to be, which is a goofy action homage to classic holiday flicks, it succeeds in every possible way, and I don't think I could say an outright bad word about it if I tried. Violent Night provides a bloody good Christmas slaughter with a lot of spirit, and if that sounds like something you would enjoy, then don't hesitate to add this to your holiday wish list.